Hey guys, welcome to a new series, or new in general everything. It's just Reddit with Minecraft. I'm not gonna be reading it over because I'm really bad at reading and I stutter a lot. So I'm gonna have a voiceover do it for a guy reading it for you guys. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
I broke up with the girl on a Monday, but me being me, I tried to stay friends with her. When I broke up with her, she kept saying I needed to give her 6 more weeks for closure and that I was her last chance at dating. She is 28. On Friday, she shows up and says, L0 Bo, I am going to let you go, but I want you to know I am pregnant. The next day, she calls me saying she is going to the ER. Later that day, I get a phone call. She says that it's a tubular pregnancy and she needs to take the abortion pill. Note, usually this requires surgery. She asked me if I would come over that night because she would need moral support. I felt obligated to go. When I was there, I told her I was going to leave when she went to bed. She started to cry and said she was afraid she might hurt herself, so I needed to stay there. That freaked me out a bit, so I did. At night then, she took my hand, put it on her belly, and said, say goodbye. So, next day, I woke up and got the hell out. Figure it was all over. That Monday, I get a phone call. She says, I am still pregnant. Apparently, according to her, she had had twins, and the one had survived. I told her I wanted to go with her to her next doctor's appointment. She said fine. It was Wednesday. On Tuesday, she messages me, tells me they had an opening, so she went early. Asked if I wanted a picture, I said sure. She sent me one, and I looked at it. No information on it, so I asked her, and she said they emailed it to her. Made sense, they removed all identifiable information. 2 days later, a friend with better Google FU than me took that picture and found it online under someone else's name. You could even see where parts of the image had elements removed. I confronted her about it. She said she couldn't believe I would believe her and my child would never know who I am. The next day, she sent me an email saying he lawyer would be in touch. The next day, then she sent me an email saying she was going to have the abortion, but I needed to pick her up and pay for it. 5 minutes later, she sent me an email saying that if I didn't respond, she would just keep the child. I responded back saying that I had found the image, showed her the link, and said her story has about 1 in 500,000 chance of being real, even without the fake image. I said if she continued to harass me, I would get a protection from harassment. 2 weeks went by. I hear nothing. Then, I get a call at 6 p.m. from her home number. The girl, that sounds very much like her, says that she is her cousin, going to be her lawyer, and I need to call back. Only problem, that callback number was her home phone number, so obviously this is fake as well. Oh, and this has been my last 3 weeks, so it's probably not even over. I, M25, recently learned my father, 50s M, was cheating on my mother, 50s F. I instantly went nuclear. Advice on my response, how to move forward with my family. Using a throwaway and changing some details just to be safe. Background on my family is that it's been pretty idyllic. My folks have always gotten on well, are strong communicators, parented myself and my younger siblings as a team, and were very good parents. My teenage years were a rough patch in my relationship with my father, but since I left for college at 18, we really began getting along. When I pictured a strong marriage, I pictured my parents, bar none. The other day, it all came crashing down. This entire story takes place over roughly an hour. I received a Facebook message request from a stranger. I've been trying to fill an empty spot in my apartment, so I was in the habit of accepting these requests, and figured it was someone interested in the room. The initial messages were odd, however. Broken English, small talk, no mention of an apartment. I then figured it was a scam of some sort, so I of course kept messaging the woman to see where it went and waste their time. Then she made a comment about my sister and said that her boyfriend talks about me and my sister all the time. I asked who her boyfriend was. She replied, your dad. He doesn't talk about me? Then she sent photos. one of those tri-frame Instagram photos. Her on the beach with a man who was no doubt my father. Selfies with arms around each other, one with her kissing him on the cheek. I thought, okay, this could be real. Or that could be some younger female coworker who's just overly affectionate and dad indulged her in a selfie. This scammer found it and is using it. Around this time, I started getting unprompted, unrelated texts from my father. How are you? How are things going? Etc. Odd timing, right? Thinking on my feet, I took a new approach. When she asked again if my father had mentioned his girlfriend to me, I quickly responded, "Yes, of course. Sorry, I just wasn't sure which one you were." My thinking was that if this was a scam, saying my father was routinely unfaithful to my mother and dated multiple women at once removed their leverage. If this was real, then I'd throw a wrench in my dad's affair and force the truth out. Oh boy, did I get what I bargained for. The woman freaked out. Frantic questions about who this made-up other woman was. I answered them all and concocted a story about a woman I'd met just a few months prior who was from country my father works in regularly, made up a name, said my father had been dating women on the side for years, etc. She bought it entirely. The woman asked to speak on the phone, so I obliged. At this point, I realized this was real. The woman was in hysterics, sobbing about how she thought my father loved her. How could he do this? So on and so forth. I kept playing it cool and acted sympathetic, spinning fiction that my father had been a player for years and that he was usually upfront with his girlfriends about seeing other women, and that I was so sorry she had to hear from me. This let me learn who she was and how long the affair had been going on. Then she asks if I'd be willing to be on a three-way call with her and my father, without his knowledge. I immediately said yes. Within 60 seconds, I was muted on a three-way call listening to my father console this strange woman, who I had fully convinced that she was one of many side chicks, and explained to her that I was attempting to sabotage their relationship because of what I'd just learned. He didn't know that his father was cheating on his mother. He didn't know that his parents are getting a divorce, and now he's just learned that from a stranger, he explained. At this point, I hopped on the call and let him know that actually I had learned about the divorce from him since his insecure bitch of a girlfriend hadn't said anything about the divorce yet. He said, "Oh Christ," and I left the call. I called my mother immediately afterwards to figure out what was going on. She let me know that the two of them had been going through the early stages of a divorce for several months, that it was amicable and they both thought it best, and had plans to tell all three of us once things were more finalized. She said that she had only learned of the affair, however, a few days prior to this incident. The following morning, after a lengthy and heated discussion with my parents, I sent an email to both of them outlining why I was so hurt by this. I don't care about them getting divorced. I trust them to do it kindly and amicably, and they both seem intent on doing it that way as well. I did care about this insane woman thinking it was okay to contact me. My father probing me once he realized that I had been contacted by his girlfriend. My father consoling his GF of greater than 3 months instead of contacting me once he realized that I knew about the affair. My father carrying on an affair and endangering his wife and children, rather than just waiting until after the separation. Ultimately, I told my father not to contact me until I had reconciled what kind of relationship I want to have with him at this point. Am I the asshole for telling my friend her mom acts like she's fat? My friend is super skinny, like she sometimes wears kids' pants because 00 is too big. Her mom packs her a lunch every day and it's like diet food. She always has some kind of wrap, then either broccoli with some salt or edamame or carrots or cucumber and ranch or hummus. Then she gets a fruit, and she gets some peanut butter crackers and a fruit snack twist thing. Sometimes she gets a little cookie. It's crazy. She's never even eaten fast food or had soda before, and chips are for special occasions. Yesterday we were at her house, and I said we should get Chick-fil-A for lunch. Her mom said they don't eat that stuff and offered to make us chicken instead. I said no thanks and was looking for snacks, and there's literally nothing good. It's all fruit and vegetables and some weird crackers and pita chips. I asked my friend if she really eats like this every day, and she said yes. So I said her mom acts like she's fat and she should try to eat regular food like everyone else. She got quiet, and her mom said I should probably go home, and she texted my parents about me being rude, and I can't go to their house anymore until I learn to eat what's offered. Now my parents are pissed that I was rude, even though I don't think I was rude because it was the truth. Her mom really acts like she's fat and doesn't let her eat regular food, so ATA for saying her mom treats her like she's fat. So am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not swimming in the same pool as my friend's disabled sister? Gonna keep it short and sweet. Me and my friend went on holiday to Mexico with his family. He has a sister who is disabled, and this disability ties her to a wheelchair and can't walk or look after herself. I brought swimming shorts as I love swimming, but when I saw her in that pool, I honestly felt disgusted. I'm talking snot down her nose, mouth dribbling as well as her constant sneezing. I really wanted to go swimming, but I honestly just couldn't with her in there. It made me feel sick to my stomach sharing the pool with her, and couldn't stand the thought of it. I told them I didn't like swimming. Bear in mind, I'm wearing swimming shorts and had every intention of swimming that day. My friend confronted me on this later, and I told him my honest thoughts, and he got really aggressive with me and ended up telling his family. I tried justifying it, and they wouldn't hear me out, obviously. His family ended up sending me on the next plane home back to Michigan. This happened 5 years ago. We haven't spoke since, and I see him around sometimes, and he doesn't even look in my direction. I think I may have been wrong for not getting in the pool and telling him my honest thoughts, but I also can't help being disgusted by his sister. I have no one else to ask. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not wanting my roommate's girlfriend over every single night? So I, 23 male, live with my roommate, 24 male, and it's been cool till recently. His girlfriend is literally here all the time. Like she sleeps over 5 to 6 nights a week, uses our shower, eats the food, chills on the couch like it's her place. I don't hate her, she's nice enough, but I didn't sign up for a third roommate that don't pay rent. I talked to him about it and he said, "Bro, she's my girlfriend. I can have her here if I want." I said sure, but there's a big difference between visiting and basically moving in for free. He got pissed and now acting like I'm the bad guy. I just want my space and for things to feel fair, because I pay half the bills, but it's like 3 people living here. Am I the asshole for kicking my husband and mother-in-law out? I gave birth 2 months ago, and my mother-in-law flew in from England to help. I never asked her to. She bought the tickets before asking, so I felt forced to agree. She has been helpful with making dinner, but refuses to help with the baby at night or pick up around the house, which is what I really need help with. I end up cleaning up after her because she cooks but refuses to do the dishes and constantly complains every time I turn on the garbage disposal. For 2 weeks, it's been non-stop complaints about America. The food, the people being fake, the weather, etc. At first I ignored it, but lately her comments have turned personal. Example. After she got her hair done a few days ago, I told her she looked amazing. She rolled her eyes and said, "Amazing? Really? Why is everyone here so fake? Even my own mom didn't say that on my wedding day." Another time, I praised the roast dinner she made after skipping lunch because of baby cluster feeding. I said, "Oh my God, this is so good." And she and my husband looked at each other and laughed, then made comments about how, yeah, it's good, but who reacts like that to food? I kept my irritation to myself and stayed quiet. I went to bed right after and didn't even talk to both of them. They were up for hours drinking wine and watching a movie while my daughter kept waking up every hour to feed, and they refused to turn the TV down so I could sleep in between feeding. But this morning was the breaking point. While breastfeeding, I told my baby, as I always do, that she's beautiful, amazing, and loved, and she'll have so much fun when she starts running, describing her facial features and how they're so pretty. Mother-in-law overheard and said, "Oh no, you're not turning that poor girl into a fake bimbo too, are you?" That made me see red. I told her she's been mocking and disrespecting me in my own home and she's not welcome anymore. I told her to go to a hotel because I don't want that negativity around my daughter. My husband blew up, said I'm hormonal, ungrateful, and overreacting. He said his mom isn't leaving and that I should be thankful for her help. Help I never asked for and she doesn't give anyway. I told him he could leave with her. It escalated, and I had my uncle come handle it because I didn't want them near me. The house that we live in was inherited from my parents when they passed, so it hurt even more that they're disrespecting me in my home, my safe space. They go out to eat together, but tell me not to come because the baby doesn't have an immune system yet. When I walk into a room, they look at each other and laugh, but won't say why. Now my husband has me blocked. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. Am I the asshole for kicking them out? Did I overreact? Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to tell me what flavor of smoothie she wanted? I, 24 male, stopped on my way home to pick up a smoothie for my 23 female girlfriend, Evangeline. She's pregnant and is craving smoothies, so I thought it would be a nice surprise for her. She always drinks the strawberry banana smoothie, so that's what I got for her. Nah. But when I got home and gave it to her, she didn't want it. She said that she doesn't feel like bananas and asked me to get her a different flavor. I asked her what kind she wanted, and she said she didn't know. I told her that I need to know what flavor. Evangeline said, "Just get me what I like." And I told her that I don't know what flavors she likes other than strawberry banana. She started to get frustrated and said that I know the other one she likes. I had zero clue. She's never asked me for anything other than strawberry banana. I repeated myself multiple times that I don't know what she wants, and she started to cry and said that I was pressuring her too much over a smoothie. She's been in a bad mood ever since, has barely spoken to me all evening. So, am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend to tell me what flavor of smoothie she wanted?
Appreciate you guys watching through the whole video. If you did, like and subscribe, and there will be more content in the future. Have a great rest of you guys' nights. Peace out.